Showcasing local talent, professionals, and everyday people making Salt Lake City what it is today. It's time for another episode of the I Am Salt Lake podcast.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the I Am Salt Lake podcast. My name is Chris Hollifield. I am the host. Welcome everybody to the show. Welcome to the show where I showcase locals, professionals, everyday people in Salt Lake City that I believe are making the city just a little bit better to live in. So welcome to it. I got a great episode for you guys today. I sat down with Dottie, Deuce, and Indica Moon from Dottie's Dames Pinups, local pinup group from Salt Lake City here. Found out more about them, found out about the pinup group, and just had a really great conversation. I'm going to get into that in just 1 second. I do end the episode playing a song by the Utah County Swillers. The name of the song is Our Hometown, so hopefully you stay tuned for that. One of my favorite Utah County Swillers songs, and I thought it'd be a great touch for this episode, so I'm going to play that at the very end. Really quickly, I want to mention the website, iamsaltlake.com. That's going to give you all the information about the podcast. I got all the episodes right there online. You can listen to them online, download them. Links for iTunes and Stitcher Radio are right there as well. So make sure to check out the website, support the show, drop me an email, tell me what you think. Why don't you join me now for that conversation that I had with Dottie and Indica from Dottie's Dames Pinups. Introduce yourself and what your role is with Dottie's Dames, and even how you two met. Share that story. We'll start there.
Okay. Well, my name is Dottie Deuce. I'm the founder and president of Dottie's Dames, Pinups. And, I started the Dames, back in 2011. I was actually up at Cache Valley cruising, for their car show. We go up every year with my dad's cars. He's a classic car owner and enthusiast. I kind of just saw some of the pinups up there. I knew that because I'm short and I'm only 5'2" and I'm kind of a heavier, curvier girl. Yeah. Can't really be, I guess, a regular model because I'm too short to be a plus size model, but I'm too
But that's what curvy. Society makes you believe that you can be a model. That's true. That's true. A certain height, certain weights, everything like that. They put that certain stigma. So anyways, go on. Continue.
So I was actually, chatting with one of my friends up there and I was like, I really just want to do a group. My husband's into hip hop, Pitchhead 801. And so I basically, I wanted to do it because guys, I see a lot of the concerts and things like that. Guys wear t-shirts. They hand out their friends promo items and like t-shirts and stickers and next show, like kind of flyers. And I kind of was not with that. I'm like, when you rather have a pretty girl hand out promotional items to you. Mm-hmm. And I love the pinup style. So I was like, well, we could definitely do something like that. My friends were like, you know what? Build a group. Do it. Do your thing. So I was like, all right. We were called the Double Deuce Dames before Dottie's Dames.
Before that was your name before that.
It was. And my friend's like, that sounds so dirty. Like you sound like you all are packing like double D's and all this stuff. So we actually decided to go with Dottie's Dames.
And when did you have was there like a lot of events you were doing before that? Or
not
was
really.
It hard to do the name change? Or
unfortunately, it was me and my friend for like 6 months. And we tried to do a recruiting events. Nobody was really, it takes a minute for people in Utah to catch on to
anything, really.
Really. Yeah, it does. So I was kind of discouraged. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a recruiting event. I'm going to see what I can do and post it one more time, So I posted it,
and post it on like Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I posted it, I believe it was November of 2011. And all of a sudden, 2 of my other friends came on and I was like, okay, we can do this. And we did little tiny events.
And what do you do at the events? Like what do you?
It depends. Most of the time we, usually just have a booth with our merchandise. Uh-huh. Sometimes we actually will get like to hosting and.
So you get on the microphone.
Be the
we'll
MCs. Host. I judge a lot of pageants. If there are pinup contests that people want, I'm part of that.
So it doesn't need to just be classic car type events.
No, charity benefits. A lot of charity benefits in the wintertime. We're in the bars. Just mostly, doing things like that, like pageants, contests, raffles.
And will you do it all over Salt Lake or all over Utah or just Salt Lake?
We mainly do it in Salt Lake, but we have been known to do Tooele. We do a lot of events with the BACA chapter out there in Tooele, and then in Ogden, we've frequented kamikazes and things like that too. So it just kind of depends on where our affiliates are.
Yeah, all up and down Utah.
Definitely.
Have you gone outside of Utah at all?
We have.
Really?
We're currently in Seattle right now, trying to build a group.
Okay.
We had a Southern California group, but we just, with there's a lot of law changes that we have to kind of abide by. And so we're just kind of
get into that for a minute.
Well,
like there's legal things?
Legal things that we have to do because we are based out of here, with everything having to do with like the business aspect of it, merchandise. We do have to make sure that they're compliant where we're at.
I thought maybe there was, no pinups allowed.
Oh, no. That's like a big, especially in Southern California, in LA and, around Whittier, California, there's a high demand for psychobilly, rockabilly, pinup culture out there, so much that we kind of got pushed out a little bit because
there's a lot of different groups there already.
Definitely the huge groups too. Like they not only have their own pinups, they have their own garage. They have for classic cars. They have their own car clubs and bars and things like that. So it's we're a little small time.
It was a little intimidating.
Right. It was definitely.
And you have a partner over here.
I do.
Share your story a little bit of how you kind of got tied up. Chief of Operations.
I'm Andy Camoon. The way I found this group was I came across a friend from high school at a local bar and ended up friending her on Facebook and then saw what she was into and pretty much was sucked in.
And how long ago was that?
That's been about a year and a half ago.
That you've been involved with the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going strong.
And what is your role with the group?
I am Chief Executive No, I'm sorry.
It's just Chief Executive Officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chief Executive Officer.
We've had to change. We've changed a lot.
Yeah.
And
well, you learn how to kind of do it. I'm sure trial and error, just different things, and
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What's been the most challenging thing with the group? Like just kind of starting it up, getting people involved. And I
think always
dedication.
How many people are part of the group?
Right now we have 15 girls here.
Wow.
We have 4 girls in Seattle. We usually don't like to call it a chapter until we have 8 in that area, just because it's just kind of like we just have that number for it. But we have 15 girls here in Utah. We have the Tooele, so the Western Utah chapter, and we also have the Northern Utah chapter, and then we have Salt Lake chapter. And so it's
now why would somebody want to be like, say, do something with Dottie's Dames, not just do something on their own? Like, is it just kind of to be part of the whole group?
With us, it's kind of along the lines of I believe right now we're the only group that's 21 and over, and we're the only strictly female group in Utah, where other people have, they have greasers and things like that. It's like Dolls and Gents. They have males as well as females, and they are 18 and over. Okay. So,
I do believe it's fair to say that we actually are the second longest running collaboration of girls together in the pinup culture that is surviving right
here in Utah.
Yeah, out of Utah. Out of the whole state of Utah.
That's awesome.
That is very awesome.
Yeah.
I would say the reason why I think a lot of the girls that have been longstanding with us is because of the sisterhood factor that we have. Because we are strictly female.
You guys become good friends.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Definitely. We do. And we help each other out a lot. Sisters. Yes, we do. Me and her, definitely, because I actually lost my sister in 2009, my biological sister. And it's funny because her name was Gina also. Her real name is Gina. So it was kind of like one of those things, and we just get along. Like, she's a lot like my sister. So it's kind of become like that. But it also is, some of our, we're all, either wives, mothers, students. We work.
So you lead pretty busy lives
we do,
on top of doing the events and part of the group.
But we also, I think that what a lot of the girls find with us is the self-esteem that they were lacking. You do think, I'm not good enough for this, I'm not good enough for that type of modeling. It's not. We do our own modeling. We have our own photographer.
Have you seen girls when they've joined, literally seen their self-esteem change?
I have.
Have you seen them, become more confident, become, just more proud of who they are instead of, I'm just this person over here, not really important.
Yeah, I think that they a lot of them. They say that their marriage has improved,
really,
or their relationship with just themselves has improved. They couldn't see themselves being pinned up. When we first started, I did everybody's hair and makeup, including my own, because they weren't really familiar with the style. And as we went, we did our little makeup parties trying to teach each other how to, do hair, do makeup, get more, submerged into the style of it. And once they see themselves pinned up, we've even seen tears where they're just like, oh my gosh, I look really great. I look really fantastic.
I get so excited to actually kind of step out of their normal realm and transform into something different.
Yeah.
They're able to be kind of almost somewhat of a different person.
It lets them kind of escape for a minute.
It does.
Escape. Now, you mentioned kind of psychobilly, rockabilly. I mean, there's more parts to, you don't have to just be into that style of music to be like into pinup culture.
No, I don't think so. We do a lot of hip hop shows because my husband's in the hip hop community, and we also have a lot of friends that are in the hip hop community. And so you don't necessarily have to, there's some Latino groups that do their pinup, and they don't stick to one. I don't think they stick to one, genre of music when they are booking events and things like that too. And that's what we wanted to kind of show too, is that, you can be beautiful, pinned up and things like that, but you don't necessarily have to just be doing like a psychobilly show. Yeah. You can do.
Well, whatever. Even are all the girls that are involved in your group into all the rockabilly, psychobilly, or do you have like other interests or different styles of pinup?
No,
not really.
We've got, everybody has their own little twist.
Their own style.
They have their own twist on
a
there.
little bit different.
We have a couple that do like the chola pinup. We have a couple that do the traditional pinup where it's just more like, cheesecake.
Country girls too.
But a couple country pinup and things like that. We have a couple that's mostly Chihuahua and we love it, but that's what they do. They do like the plaid and the Ellie Mae pigtails. And
do you guys do like a calendar or anything?
Yes,
we
do.
Do like a calendar?
We had a 2013 calendar, and that was actually done by Pin Me Up by Ashley Marie. But this year we're actually doing our own photography, different scenes. And so, that'll be rolling out in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
And actually, I saw a post on Facebook that you guys are looking for like male models for photography for like some August stuff, or do you want to talk about that at all?
We're going to be doing some promotional photography, and we were kind of looking for some male models to step in to help us girls with some creative photography, change it up a little bit from what people are used to seeing from us normally.
Yeah.
So if a guy's listening and they're interested, could they contact you still?
Definitely. They can contact us at Dotties pinups@gmail.com, or they can on our Facebook page, which is just Dottie's Names Pinups. That's fine. Either way, they can just instant message us. It doesn't really matter if they're not a greaser, psychobilly, rocker type dude.
It probably helps to fit that image, though.
It does a little bit, but I figure that a little bit, if it's more along the lines, but you don't necessarily have to. We can figure out what, like costuming and things like that, because we do have a lot of our friends that do have like the suits and things of the 40s and 50s that they can, borrow or something like that. Depending on size,
might be a good idea. Not a good idea, but like I said, how it helps some of the girls step out of their norm. It might be something like that for a guy too. You never know what you might like.
So like say, somebody's listening, they're like, well, I'm not sure. I'm willing to test it out, try it out. Even a girl. I guess you guys are always looking for girls to join up.
We are
as well. And if they're listening, is there any kind of like stipulations or any kind of requirements besides 21, I guess?
21 and
definitely
over.
21 and over. We're like strong.
Right. We do. We would rather them have confidence.
And what if they don't? What if they're just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this to get confidence.
That's fine.
Are you willing to work with them?
That's fine.
We have helped people with the most, I think, when we ask our ladies exactly what they've gotten out of being a part of Dottie's Dames. Their confidence is definitely one of the number one things that they always say. Definitely.
But we have had a few emails where some of the girls are like, they are inquiring about joining us. And I guess what I'm really looking for before I, set up an interview with these girls is if they're really, really wanting to do this. Like if that's a serious inquiry for them.
Is it a pretty big commitment? Like realistically? Or not really? I mean, it's kind of a tough...
In the summer it is.
Yeah.
And I do let them know that the summer is our peak season. We're out and about doing every show that we can pretty much, get on or show up to, just so that we can get our names out there. There's always a bigger picture with these kind of things. And we just basically want to get our names out there, everything. So people, they want to hit us up in the winter. They want to hit, about doing events, about helping with their benefits and things like that. So I do try to explain to them that summer's our peak season and we really need as many girls to come out in force as we can. But if, we do have, we have an attendance policy, we're really super structured. We have an attendance policy. We have, code of conduct. We have all these things so that we even have monthly dues so that we're actually able to fund everything that we want to do. Merchandise, everything like that. We're self-funded.
Yeah.
We can, just be like, okay, we need this supply done. You know what I mean? And so I think that what we're looking for when we do look for girls is we want them to have enough confidence to come to us and be like, I seriously want to do this. Even if they're not completely confident with themselves as far as, modeling yet or, getting out there and getting in the pinup contests and things. We just want to make sure that they're confident enough to be serious about coming on with us.
Have you ever had to tell somebody, I just don't think this is working out or...
Yes.
And I'm sure that's difficult.
It is. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
We've had to stop it before they became part of us, and we've also had to let a few members go, and that it's hard. It doesn't matter. I
think people need to realize that.
I'm sure it's a tough question to ask.
People need to realize that when you talk about loyalty, it's not just one aspect you're talking about. There are a lot of different things that fall under that word. Commitment definitely is one of them. I had definitely had problems with that before. And
communication. Communication has become, that's the main reason why some don't make it with us.
Don't work out.
It just doesn't work out. You have to communicate. I try to be an open person. We have things coming up and things like that. We have a schedule. Like I said, we're very structured. We have a schedule. And
if they're not willing to meet it and come and be part of the group and contribute, then... Now let's talk about some of the events that you've done in the past as well as coming up.
Okay.
I'm just kind of curious, what have been some of the most memorable or some of really awesome ones that you've done in the past? I'm just kind of curious because this whole culture is really, I'm not very familiar with it and kind of what it's all about, but
we did a carnival back in February and it was called Lustre and Rose. And basically what that was for us to kind of do Carney pinup, I guess.
Okay.
We always are looking for a theme. I think that's our big thing. But so we pretty much dressed up like different animals, except for it wasn't, I don't know how to explain it.
Wasn't like an animal. We
did tutus and corsets, but then we had animal flair to it kind of thing. I was a circus barker, but,
I was a peacock.
She was a peacock. And then we had an elephant. She just had elephant ears and then had gray on, so it was interesting. But anyways, we did it at Legends and we had a DJ and it was just fun. We had, a couple dance numbers go on. We had some bands play.
Oh, Bedlam Follies, right?
Bedlam Follies, Jail City Rockers, Blue Moon Bombers, and at the time, Old School Real Cool. And
these are some local, Salt Lake City bands for people listening that might want, check them out, I guess.
Definitely. And they're amazing. But we wanted to do something, I guess, different. Nobody's ever really done it. And we did it to benefit for the Love of Paws. And we did a raffle. We had some cool raffle items and stuff like that. But we did it mainly so we could, celebrate, have a good time. Not everybody's doing really anything in February besides the whole Valentine's Day thing. I don't know. I think that's kind of overplayed, but that's just me.
You're not a big Valentine's Day person, huh?
Yeah, I'm not. And you know what? I was actually due on Valentine's Day. So, and my birthday is actually the 17th. So I just have never been my thing. Yeah. It's been overplayed for me for a long time. But,
well, your husband's off the hook then, huh?
Kind of, yeah. We kind of just, me and him were just like, it's another day. We'll work it out.
He's lucky.
Yeah. Well, I think the ones before him kind of put 3 days apart.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to gift this day and you want to gift this day? Oh, all right. So, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so we did that carnival and that was really fun. And we always do, we always end up going to Viva Las Vegas, Rockabilly Weekender. And so we went there.
That was really fun.
And that was fun. And we just kind of just
take the whole group down there and
pretty much, yeah.
Anybody who wants to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We pretty much planned it out.
It's cool to see all of the other different pinups from around pretty much the United States. They had some people who came from overseas for it's getting that big out in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas. Yeah. And then, we just had it was Saturday. Was it last Saturday? It was. Last Saturday was our anniversary party and car show at Totems.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. It was our 2-year and it was a car show. It got rained out, but that's okay.
And you said it was at Totems.
It was at Totems.
I love that place.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
It's amazing. It's
the
huge.
Inside decor
Love
of it.
Yeah. It's really a great atmosphere. So we had a car show in the day and show music at night inside. It was kind of cool. Unlucky Ones came out. We did awards for the coolest cars, and we were sponsored by Budweiser and Coors, which was really cool too.
Well, you guys got them to sponsor you or the event, or
sponsor the event.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. So, and because we work a lot with The One Productions, and they're kind of like our go-to guys for our event planning and things. And I just called me. That. Yeah. The owner of that, Brian, he actually just called me and was like, "Hey, by the way, we just got the event sponsored by Budweiser." And I'm, oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
So it was amazing. It was cool. So they came out, they brought their little Budweiser truck and, they had a little 21 and over, while the car show was going on. Excuse me. And then the rain kind of rained us out, but then we went inside and we had a good time. So that's, basically Gel City Rockers, was at that one as well. Moon Shark. Sky Change, excuse me. And then, Into Pocket, which was, my father and my husband. So their little tiny group.
The hip hop stuff, right?
Actually, he didn't do hip hop this time. He just played drums. It was for soul and R&B.
So your dad plays music?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. My dad plays a lot of music. He actually, is from the Pacific Northwest up there, Wheatl's Groove.
Okay.
That was his whole thing back in the 70s, collaborating with, Jimi Hendrix, Leon Hendrix, his younger or older brother. And then, Quincy Jones.
Wow.
He's been all over. Yeah.
And what kind of music was that he was playing?
Funk, soul, R&B.
Nice.
All that, yeah.
Yeah. So, wow, it's probably kind of cool to get your dad in there and then your husband. And do you have any other, do either you have other, family members that are kind of part of any of this? Or?
We are actually going to be singing with them because she's a singer and I'm a singer. And so, yeah.
Right on. So let's talk about some of the events coming up. You guys there's a benefit, thing on the 10th of August, right? At Bar Deluxe?
Yes, it's called Forever Two Wheels. It's going to be at Bar Deluxe. It's hosted by Pin Me Up by Ashley Marie. And it's for Dane Sid Stalker of Sid's Speed Shop down in Ogden. It's an artistic tribute to benefit Dane Sid Stalker. And so it's basically, there's vendors, there's going to be music, bands, Blue Moon Bombers, a couple others.
It's going to be a fairly big event. We lost somebody who was...
Share a little bit about his story a little bit.
I had not been around long enough to really know him all that well personally, but he was really big, had his own shop, and with the pinup community, very well known, and he had lost his life earlier this year, just not that long ago, in a motorcycle accident.
Correct. Riding his own motorcycle. So we're basically
a really big thing.
Big turnout for support for him and everything. That's awesome.
And we'll be vending at that one.
And that's again at Bar Deluxe on August 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is it free? How much, do you know how much it's going to cost to get in? Or, I guess that's not really important.
So that I do know that it is a benefit. I don't know how much it's going to be.
The money will go
to
towards
get into.
It goes straight
venue,
directly to
but
his.
It will be going straight to the family, the wife of Sid.
Okay. And then there'll be an auction raffle. You meant what kind of stuff?
Yeah, and that's
what kind of stuff usually gets auctioned and raffled, something like that?
Well, it's hosted by the Utah Pinheads, the auction raffle, and basically they pinstripe almost everything you can think of. Shoes, fenders, books, microphones. That's all they do is do pinstriping and just amazing items like that. They have art pieces made from actual pieces of like cars and things like that they just do like awesome mural and pinstriping on. And so they'll be doing stuff like that. And then we'll be there. We'll probably donate some shirts, some of our merchandise and things like that to the raffle as well. Yeah, we all come together.
Okay.
It's kind of like a community thing.
Yeah.
We're just like, what, let's put
It's
in what
pretty
we
amazing
can.
how
It's cool even how Salt Lake in Utah, we do these benefits. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, we kind of look out for each other here, really.
Yep.
when it all comes down to it.
when it all comes down to it,
if somebody needs help, if
Yep.
somebody needs, a leg up,
Which is
to
how it
kind
should
of,
be.
yeah. Now, did both of you grow up here in the area, or where did you guys grow up at?
Go ahead.
I was born here, but I
Yeah.
lived in San Jose, California for about 10, 15 years of my life.
And then
I
came
moved
back to
here.
what brought you back to Salt Lake?
My parents.
Yeah.
So, they want to move, you got to move, kind of thing. But yeah.
Born in Long Beach, California, pretty much moved here. Yeah, parents been here long enough to be called a Utah.
Yeah.
We're Utahns.
For transplants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody seems to come here from California,
Yeah.
I need to research that.
Well, yeah. So I'm always curious, like when I bring people on, overall, like what do you like about Salt Lake, just in general? Outside of the whole pinup culture, what are some of your favorite things about the city? Do you have any favorite things? Or like, some people, it's with the people here or how clean the city is or, not a lot of crime, stuff like that.
Definitely. Those are all factors. We have one of the most beautiful wonders, which is our mountains. There's always actually something to do. I hate it when people say that they're bored because really there is always something to do in this town. I'm sorry.
Do you ever just want to slap them? Just be like, come on.
Maybe not that far, but
Yeah.
those who know me well. The city, definitely the crime factor. The amount of people that are really personable is different in this city versus other larger cities, say California. It's just easier to talk to people here. It's easier to make friends here.
Do you feel people here are more open and willing to be friendly?
And with the everyday changing of Utah, it's undeniable that the city is changing every day.
Isn't it cool? Salt Lake City really is
very
kind
adaptable.
of, yeah.
It
It's
is.
developing into this, really crazy city, in my opinion. 10 years, it's gonna. Where's Salt? It's gonna be pretty.
10
crazy.
years
ago was to
I was here 10 years ago.
It was a
different.
tough city to live in even 10 years ago, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just
I
with
agree.
what about yourself? We didn't. What do you like about Salt Lake?
I like that. It's the same thing with what Indica mentioned, that, how can you say you're bored? There's always something to do. Even if you don't have, if you're low on cash or something like that, there's always like free shows you could go to. The mountains, nature, that speaks for itself. I love camping. I love hiking. I love doing all those kind of things. And it's like, that's free.
Yeah.
You can go have a picnic. That's, free, kind of
you
thing.
got to eat anyways,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly. So it's like, you have to, a lot of people are like, I don't know about Utah, outside of Utah. I have a lot of family outside of Utah and they're like, I don't know about that, kind of thing. We really are turning into quite the melting pot when it comes to cultures, the things that we want to do as far as expanding different subcultures like the psychobilly, rockabilly, even just the hip hop is just, you're expanding it. You're letting everybody into your world, and it's kind of like it spreads like wildfire around here, and that's what's
the underground culture, really,
right? Exactly.
Well, I want to give Utah just shout out to Utah, but it's really not that far away from anything else either.
Yeah,
it's really not that far from California, Vegas.
Well, yeah, you can hop in your
Denver.
car and get down to Vegas in
tons of
6
places.
hours.
Wendover.
Yeah, Wendover. Hey,
Yeah.
Do you guys make it out to Wendover very, very often?
No, we're planning on it. Though. We're planning on having a girls.
Take the fun bus out there.
Definitely.
And you got to do the fun bus.
We'll have
to warn everybody. Yeah.
We'll be taking reservations.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it really has changed. Since I've lived here since I was 15, I felt at first like I wasn't going to fit in because I am half African American and half Greek. You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
And especially the African American culture has really really grown since I was a kid. So it's kind of one of those things where like you're in, you're in. And
what would you change about? Would there be anything you would like to see different or change about the city?
Some of it's closed-minded aspects. I think that's everybody's grievance.
Yeah.
I don't think, if we didn't have that,
it wouldn't be the city it
wouldn't.
is. Yeah.
It wouldn't. And you wouldn't have a chance to change someone's mind.
I think it also, speaking of the counterculture, I think that makes that whole thing fight back a little bit more to say, hey, you know what? We know how to have fun here. We have, this music here, or, these bars to go to, or these events going on. And I think there's always people here creating and doing stuff. So many creative people here. It's unbelievable.
It is. It's very artsy. I love it. It kind of does make you feel kind of a little like, what's Bohemia? Kind of a little bit. This is our little, and especially Salt Lake's kind of like our mini. We were walking up here and she's just come back from a trip from New York. Yeah. And she's like, this is like a mini New York. Like, this is what it's reminding me of, being downtown. And it's true. Yeah. It is like a mini New York.
More buildings are coming in, more businesses are coming here, more events are coming. I mean, multiple events. I mean, this band's playing over here, this band's playing over here the same evening. And you didn't find that 10 years ago at all.
You didn't.
It's pretty much exploded. I would say, music scene's always been pretty big in Salt Lake. Like I said, it's a pretty big artistic state. We've got a lot of bands that, take for instance, Royal Bliss that's out there. They made it pretty big.
And they're touring.
There's a couple of other, it would take me a minute to actually think of their names, but I know there are other bands that have made it out of Utah. Just imagine how strong the underground music scene is here, not only just in hip hop or psychobilly, but we also have a lot of other different genres of music that are going on here too. EDM is becoming really big, and a lot of people with having the electronics they do nowadays have started filling their time with music, which is pretty awesome. But
it's so much more accessible with the internet and Facebook and all of that.
It's just the media, period. Getting yourself out there is easier nowadays as long as you're willing to put the effort into it.
Do you find that even like with your group, like you mentioned starting in 2011, with even like Facebook?
Yeah.
You're able to get out there more and get your name out there. And
Facebook is our number one source of media exposure right now.
So people listening, Facebook isn't all evil, People,
exactly. It isn't. And you know what? The thing is, like, we just got an Instagram.
Hey, you got to get out there. However,
yeah, exactly. So we're working on that. But the Facebook, actually, we tell the girls when they come on, email, Facebook. Facebook is like your major thing. If you need to know where, the how, and who, and all that stuff, then just look at our profile. You can see what we've posted and just follow suit. If you want to just share it, kind of thing. Let's get the word out that way. We do a lot with networking sites so that we're able to get the word out about everything.
Well, it goes back to even finding out about events coming up.
Yeah,
people saying there's nothing to do. We'll get on Facebook
definitely.
and there's
figure it out.
There's stuff going. Well, and I think what other events do you got coming up? I mean, we kind of skipped around there for a second. We talked about the one on the 10th. Do you got any other ones coming up after that?
We do. We have a few small ones. We're actually shooting for September 28th. Will actually be our karaoke night.
There you go.
Yeah,
where's that going to be at?
5 Monkeys, and we pretty much are just gonna have a good karaoke night. Do some fun numbers. I'm sure we can find. I mean, it's karaoke. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. But since we're, she's big kind of in the karaoke community here too. Also, that's her side thing too.
Your side guilty pleasure, your hobbies.
It's so guilty.
Well, Well, she actually is more serious about it. Yeah.
What do you
just a side project. So we're more of a hobby than that is for her. But
it's actually cool because some of the things that I am doing right now outside of Dottie's Games, I'm trying to incorporate together actually with this event. Not to expose a little bit too much, but just trying to get on board some of the people that I'm really strong with in my karaoke world with this event that we're trying to plan at 5 Monkeys. It's just me incorporating my two worlds just to show people how it's not just one thing, all pin up. I mean, try and incorporate it in the rest of your life.
What do you like to sing when you do karaoke? Or don't you want to say it on the air?
Pretty much anything you can think of. If I can sing it, I'll sing it.
Yeah.
She does an awesome Patsy Cline.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, now I have to come just to hear that.
Yeah, you should.
I love Patsy Cline.
I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I walk for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of saying I love you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. Woo!
That was awesome. I wish I had the music.
To see
there
a
we go.
weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. Okay.
No, that was I didn't know how far I didn't know how far you were going to go, but I was loving it. I love Patsy Cline.
She actually performed that one at one of her first pinup contests.
Yeah.
She added a little something on there.
It gave me some confidence.
Yeah.
And I was able to do that in an actual different type of competition.
Well, you did great. I mean, especially with no music. That was great.
A little startup there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Another one of our events that we'll be doing is a spooktacular. We did a spooktacular last year for the kids. Basically, that one was benefiting Primary Children's of Salt Lake. Or not Primary Children's, excuse me. Oh my gosh, Shriners of Salt Lake. Oh my goodness, sorry. We were dealing with Primary Children's for another thing. But anyways, this one's going to be, I believe, at Totems again. We love Totems because it's big enough for everybody kind of thing. But that one will just be trunk or treat. We're not really sure on what it'll be benefiting, but it'll be good for the kids because when we were all growing up, you could only wear your Halloween garb like once or twice, like once in school and then once on Halloween.
It's Halloween month.
Yeah, it's Halloween month.
And did you mention the date of that? Or
that one
do you
will
have a date
actually
set
be
for
October 19th.
Okay.
Yeah, we're shooting for
October 19th, and that will be at Totems. And so, yeah, we're doing some cool things for them. And so it'll be fun. They'll do like a costume contest and things, but we'll have like tons more. It's just, we like to do big events and then space them out, do little events and then do more big events. Try to give ourselves a little bit of time and stuff. Since we did last Saturday, spend 12 hours at one event. That's how diehard we are.
So if people are listening and they want you guys at an event or to come, I mean, you guys are always looking to add on new events. They can contact you.
Definitely.
What's the websites? I mean, stuff. Mention all that and with the contact information.
You can contact us on our Facebook, which is just Dottie's Dames Pinups. You can just put it in the search. And then we also have dottiesdames.com. And then
Instagram. What did you mention?
Instagram, it's, I believe it's Dottie's Dames Pinups.
Okay.
Let me double check on that.
And I'll try to, I always try to, on the show notes on the IamSaltLake.com for the podcast, I always try to get the links up there too. So people can go there. And if they're not jotting it down, while they're listening, to follow you on Facebook, become your friend on Facebook.
Become our friend on Facebook.
Do you accept new friendships and all that? And
we do have a profile and we also have a page. So it just, to
find out about the events coming up and stuff going on in Salt Lake. And
yes.
Anything else you guys want to mention before we wrap this up here? I appreciate you guys coming and sitting down with me and talking.
We appreciate you having us.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to do like a mini shout out.
Let's do it.
I want to give thanks to Rockabella Pinups. I want to give thanks to the Salt City Derby Girls. They're a major supporter of ours, and we have them. I'd like to give a shout out to Fitchhead 801, the One Productions, and In the Pocket with my dad, Calvin C. Law, and then the Dames. We're amazing, and Gel City Rockers. They've been an awesome support for us and awesome band. And yeah, do you have any shout outs?
I think you covered it, sis.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well,
and I am Salt Lake.
Thank you so much for your support. No, honestly. And then, like I mentioned, we'll get all the links on the show notes, and maybe always down the road if there's stuff coming up, or if you guys have any recommendations of stuff out there.
I just think the best thing, if you're a little bit curious about it, come take a look and see what we're all about.
Exactly.
Come to an event. You'll see what we're all about, and you'll have fun.
What a great conversation. Many thanks goes out to Dottie and Indica for coming on the podcast, sharing their story, sharing the Dottie's Dame story, and letting us find out a little bit more about them. I really enjoyed that conversation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. I'm going to put all the links at iamsaltlake.com/episode 88. That way you can get in touch with them, find out when their next event is, or if you want to get involved with their organization. Really quickly, I want to tell you a few ways that you can help out the podcast. First of all, there is a donate button on the website at I Am Salt Lake. $1 or $2 goes a long ways, helps keep the podcast going, helps keep it alive, help with the bandwidth, helps with the equipment. As much as I love doing this show, $1 or $2 really, really helps out. So thank you for those of you that have sent in any previous donations, and they do not go unnoticed. So thank you very much. Also, you can help out non-monetarily with leaving us an iTunes review by just clicking the link at I Am Salt Lake for iTunes. Leave us a little review. That helps boost the ratings, gets us in front of more people, and more listeners come to the show. Like I mentioned, I'm going to end the episode playing a Utah County Swillers song called Our Hometown. It's one of my favorite Utah County Swillers song. Thought it'd be fitting for this episode to end it playing it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'll be back soon with another episode. And until then, thank you for listening to episode 88 of the I Am Salt Lake podcast.